What's up, everybody? Ozario here for another ADSplay uploading schedule for the week of February 2nd, 2013. Got a couple things to talk to you guys about, including some new games that will be coming out this week. Finally finishing up Final Fantasy 13. Some issues with Sega, which some of you probably seen the video already for that, but I'm going to speak on that later on in this video, as well as some important decision making that I have to do in regards to either me moving, getting a PlayStation 4, or getting this new Nintendo 3DS that I had planned on getting quite some time with the modifications. But all that's coming later on in this video. So first off, let me just start off by saying Final Fantasy 13 is well underway. I am so close to finishing it, but it's to that point right now where it feels more like work than anything else, and I just want to get done with the game. But there's a big dilemma. The dilemma is that I am 100 and I think 83 videos in of the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, and the playlist on YouTube, when you make one, it tops off at 200 videos. Now, in the past, when I've done several other games, such as just other games, sometimes the playthroughs go so long that they exceed that 200 limit, and I end up having to make second playlists for it. And I really don't like doing that. I feel like one video game should be limited to one, just one playlist. And it's getting to that point now where I don't want to exceed 200 videos anymore. So here's what I'm planning on doing for Final Fantasy 13. As far as side content and things like that, I'm only going to be recording. Well, I will not be recording any type of side content, any side quests or anything like that. I'm only going to record like the boss fights, because I know I should have enough, space in the playlist at least for that. And I'm thinking about increasing the video limit from my typical 10 minutes to possibly, like 15 minutes or so, just to try to fit more in each video. Um, because earlier on in the playthrough, I was doing a lot of running around, and this was before they had uh the guides up on the internet. I would have got it at GameStop when I first went to go get the game, had I known, you know, that I was gonna need it. But a lot of people, like, they just feel like, oh, these people are just trying to, sell me something extra that I don't need. And it's in those cases, like, you really don't know that you're gonna need a guide for a video game like that. Especially me, because like I've openly admitted several times before in several other videos, I haven't played a Final Fantasy game in so many years. The last Final Fantasy game that I played in full was Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. So imagine, so I missed like entire generations of consoles worth of Final Fantasy games. So I was running around a lot for the early, so like uh in the playthrough, and I ended up having a lot of these videos where I was just lost. So when that build up, it kind of led to me not having enough videos to complete a playthrough without exceeding that 200 video, limit on the playlist. So this is what I'm gonna have to do in order for me to keep the videos at least under 200 or right at 200 while still completing the game. Because the main thing people want to watch are those boss fights anyway. So so this week that's the plan. Just focus on the boss fights and just keep just let that be your focus. Now the good thing about all this is that I am completely caught up with all my schoolwork for this week, and I won't have anything to do until the 9th, which is next week. Yeah, like which is going to be the second week during daylight savings. So until Wednesday of next week, I'm pretty much free. I don't have anything else to do. So cracking down on Final Fantasy 13 is going to be the main objective, because this week, so like looking at the list that I got from GameStop of all the games that'll be coming out soon in the coming months. We have South Park uh, uh, Stick of Truth coming out, and I'm not making any promises, but I will tell you I will bust my ass trying to get that game. I will do my absolute best to try and get that game, because South Park has been one of those shows that I've consistently watched, and I haven't played a South Park game since the Nintendo 64. If any more have come out for any other system, I wouldn't know. But since the Nintendo 64, I haven't played a South Park game, and this one, it's supposed to be like some type of RPG, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get to GameStop, and I'll be able to so like trade in some of these games, and I'll be able to get that one. So that's all that is. So I'm looking at the list. I'm trying to see if anything else will be coming out. Well, saying like this week, and I don't really see anything. I'm looking on the list. They have Final Fantasy 10X2, the HD remake, but I don't really care for that. Like, I don't really care for HD remakes. Like, that really isn't anything to really, you know what I'm saying, see. There's Dark Souls coming out next week. 2. I think got Dark Souls 2 coming out next week. Never played any of the Dark Soul games, so if I'm able to get that one, then that's definitely going to be something new for me. And I'm looking forward to it if I'm able to get it. Then they have this game called, please forgive me if I don't pronounce this name right, because some people may know about this game. I don't. I never heard of it before. It's called um, Atelier Escha and Logi. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. Sounds like something that I wouldn't play, but that's basically all that's coming out uh, within the next couple of weeks. Um, but yeah, that's everything for right now. Um, Next up, of course, uh, one thing I found out is that they don't really have anything coming out in the month of April. They really don't. So it was like I said, selling back in February. There's going to be a time during this year where I'm going to have the money to buy all the games that I wasn't able to buy earlier, and I'm really going to be rushing out with the content. And so like next month seems to be that month, and with there being so many games coming out this month, and you know, pretty much like the month of April being so free, even with the Nintendo, what I'm saying, like uh, 3DS releases, the only game they have coming out in March is Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's it. So there's really nothing coming out in April. So April is, for the most part, it's basically just a free month of games that I can catch up on. Now I'm gonna like explain this now, like before I get into my Yu-Gi-Oh 101. agenda because I just want to get this out the way. All right, here's the thing. I have been, well, for one, I have been battling with Sega through the entire month of February to try to get this copyright strike removed. And they have done little to nothing to make any type of response back to me. Again, I've contacted them from Twitter, Facebook, email, and I couldn't get anything from them back. Basically, I've gotten contact with their customer support, and they didn't do a damn thing really. Like they said that they sent the message or they forwarded the messages that I sent to them over to the legal team in hopes to get this resolved, but there's no way to contact the legal team. So you don't know if they, you know, actually are reading what you or if they actually received the message that was sent to them, or if they just, like there's no way to even as much as update, you know what I mean? Update you on the status of that message. So, like, it's really just a big, just like a big issue. And I'm hoping that I can get this issue resolved, like, within this week, because I decided to make a video, that is directed towards Sega. You know what I'm saying? Just because of their lack of response to me, because I really want this issue resolved. There's a lot of opportunities that have opened up for this channel that can be very lucrative, but because of this copyright strike, I'm unable to pursue those opportunities. So I'm trying to work something out with them in hopes to get this copyright strike removed. And you guys can check that video out. It's called a special video, 3/2/2014, so like message to Sega. You guys can go watch that. Everything is explained in there. But that's one thing. The second thing is, as you guys know, well, for most of you, well, I don't think I told anybody this, but in the coming months, I have a huge of money coming my way. Just like a nice lump sum of money coming my way. And I've been debating as to what I am going to do with that. And I'm going to throw it out there to you guys, and you guys can tell me what you think. Like, for those that genuinely give a damn. So the first thing is, as I've spoke in past videos, I'm living in a city that basically, like, the job market is god awful. It's so bad that you literally need to know somebody in the store or company that you're trying to work for in order for you just to get hired. Because like the simple, saying like filling out an application and saying like being persistent, checking up on it. I've done all of that constantly. And anytime I filled out an application, and I filled out countless ones. So like just last month alone. Not counting January and that entire fall, winter, seasons of 2013, it's just ridiculous. And there's nothing here as far as a 9 to 5. So I received an offer from a family member in another state that, they are the manager of a company, and if I go there, basically it's a guaranteed job. Also, if I go there, I would have an opportunity to make more money, of course, because I'm going to have a 9 to 5 then, as well as me receiving money from these other avenues. So like granted that this copyright claim gets cleared up earlier, so like than me having to wait 6 months for it to expire. So that's the first thing. But if I do that, if I move, obviously there's going to be this big gap in selling videos that I'm able to do, because if I'm going to Cali or to Texas or to Virginia or say maybe even Florida or wherever, you know what I'm saying, when I'm moving, obviously I won't be able to post any videos. So there's going to be that drought, but if I do move, there's going to be a lot more content that I'll be able to produce, and there's really going to be a lot more I'm able to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I could buy my PlayStation 4, um, and I could catch up on a lot of the games that I've been wanting to do. But again, this is one of those things that's kind of dependent on if this copyright strike is removed. Because if I can take advantage of this channel by getting signed to a third-party network or any of the other opportunities that I had offered to me that are very lucrative, I could, just re-up on that money, and then I could move. Now, of course, the PlayStation 4 is one that I'm kind of leaning towards less, and that's one that I'm less likely to do. But again, I would like your opinion on it. There's a few games on the PlayStation 4 that I've been wanting to play, and I'm interested in hearing your opinions about that. Lastly, or last but not least, you guys know that I've been talking about getting a new Nintendo 3DS. My original Nintendo 3DS, I ended up selling to GameStop because I wanted to play some new games that were coming out for the PlayStation 3, and I played them. And had I known those games were going to be as bad as they were, I would have never sold my Nintendo 3DS as soon as that. I planned on selling it anyway because I made plans to adopt direct capture this year. And the first step in me doing that was getting a customized Nintendo 3DS that had uh, direct capture capabilities built into it. And all the cords and everything comes with it. And I would have been able to possibly even live stream on my Twitch TV account, that I've been having on the back burner for quite some time. And, this could be a good way for me to catch up on those Nintendo 3DS games that a lot of people have been wanting me to play. Games such as Bravery Default. There's some other games that I missed last year, like Power Rangers Mega Force. I know a lot of people wanted me to play that, as well as some Japanese imports. There's a new Kamen Rider game that came out. There's Attack on Titan, and there's several other, Japanese exclusives that really we know aren't coming to the United States. I mean, let's be honest. There's games in, like, I've been playing Japanese imports for like years, and there are games that come out in Japan that just are not coming to the United States. So to see playthroughs of those on my channel, which I used to do, so like years ago, but like I haven't had the means to do it as of late, but to get a system and to be able to do that, I think this will be something very special for the channel, because it's rare that you get any channel on YouTube that has played as many Japanese imports as I have. I played, saying like the original import uh, of Pokemon Conquest, which was originally called uh, which was originally called um, Pokemon plus Nobunaga Yabo, and I had fun playing that game. I played a a game called One Piece New World, which was a Japanese exclusive. You know, that never came to the United States. I played all of the Common Rider, All Rider Generation games. Um, so I've got Japanese imports underneath my belt. Played in full on this channel, and I miss playing those games. So that's something else that I want to toss out there. So let me just reiterate on those options. Either I can move and I can take advantage of those opportunities that they have in this area that my family lives, and I can go get that 9 to 5, as well as receiving money from all these other avenues, or I can put that off. I can buy my PlayStation 4 and I can play the games on there, or I could adopt direct capture with my Nintendo 3DS, because I don't have that. I don't have the hardware for the PlayStation 4. Like, in order for me to do my direct capture on there at the moment, I can adopt direct capture. I can get this new Nintendo 3DS, and I could catch up on all those games that a lot of people have been wanting me to see on that system. So, move, PlayStation 4, or the Nintendo 3DS with the direct capture modifications. So that's the options. But like, I want to hear you guys' opinions on it, because like, it actually does matter to me. So that's the reason why I'm even speaking on it. So moving on to the Yu-Gi-Oh 101 agenda, just to get it out the way. If there's any new cards coming out for the Duelist Advent, I'll be sure to jump on those. There seems to be some new promo cards coming out that I may be able to do some card reviews on this week. I definitely have a new Yu-Gi-Oh 101 Funnies episode coming for you guys. I'm not going to say what that is just yet, but understand that it is impromptu and rustic humor. It's on the spot. Like, I don't write anything down. I just go for it. And I may have like 2 episodes for you, but most definitely you will see at least one new episode of Yu-Gi-Oh 101 Funnies. And as far as Dueling Network Fan Day, I don't know if I'm up to doing one this week, because I'm trying to focus on other things. This Sega nonsense has gotten me all tied up, and I may just need to take a break from the internet altogether. You know what I mean? After I get finished with some other things I have on the agenda for this week, and yeah, like, I may need to take a couple days off. So Friday, I may or may not do Yu-Gi-Oh 101 Fan Day, but just pay attention to my Twitter and my Facebook fan page for those that have liked it. For those that haven't, look in my video description and you can see you know uh, those links to my Twitter and my Facebook fan page, so you guys can get those updates. But I'll be sure to update you guys on Friday, if there's a chance that I'm up to it. So yeah, and that's basically everything. So just a quick recap: Final Fantasy 13, concluding that playthrough. However, I'm only going to be recording the main storyline. Saying, like, fights and such. Possibly playing South Park Stick of Truth this week when it comes out. New card reviews possibly, and most definitely at least one new Yu-Gi-Oh 101 Funnies episode coming out this week. So as long as I'm not skipping anything, yeah, that's everything. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys for gameplay this week. Until then, peace.